You're watching the 12th Man at Arrowhead Drive, hosted by Kevin Britton, right here on Stadium Drive Sports.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 12th Man at Arrowhead Drive. If you're new to the channel, I am your host, Kevin Britton, bringing you all your Chiefs content right here on Stadium Drive Sports every Sunday and every Wednesday, so make sure you stay tuned in to stay up to date on your Kansas City Chiefs. So today on the show, we're going to be talking linebackers since we didn't get a chance to get to that on the last show. So we'll be talking about free agent linebackers that the Chiefs could be looking to potentially sign, as well as the upcoming draft and what linebackers may be available for us to pick up there as well. But before we hop into that, we do have a special announcement for you guys real quick, so go ahead and take a look. Special announcement. We are going to be running a contest here on Stadium Drive Sports for one of our viewers to get an opportunity to come on and be a guest on the 12th Man at Arrowhead Drive with myself, Kevin Britton, and we can sit down. We can talk Chiefs. If you're interested in being a guest on the show, please send an email to stadiumdrivesports@gmail.com. In the subject line, put 12th Man Fan, and then let us know why you want to come on the show and if you have a specific topic that you would like to discuss. Again, that email address is stadiumdrivesports@gmail.com. Get your entries in now, and we look forward to chatting with you. All right, guys, so we are going to start by taking a look at free agent linebackers this year. We're going to get a little bit of a mix, so we'll have some that are bringing you the youth and the upside, the potential to continue growing, and others that are bringing you that knowledge and experience based on the fact that, you know, they've been in the league for several years now. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. We're going to start by looking in the division and looking at Denver Bronco Josie Jewell. So Jewell stands at 6'1", 235 pounds. Falls right in the middle of the age tiers we're looking at today. Jewell is 27 years old. And on the career, he's played in 49 games, 217 tackles, 3.5 sacks. He has 8 pass breakups and no interceptions in his career. Now, I know what I'm looking for, but you don't always know what Veach and Reed and those guys are looking for. So I can tell you that Jewell doesn't necessarily match up exactly to what I'm wanting for the team, but I want to still spotlight some of these guys as potential options as well because, like I said, coaching staff may not be thinking the same, but I want somebody that's really going to excel in coverage. So if we're looking at past experience, I want guys with a high number of passes defense, pass breakups, potentially interceptions. Obviously, tackles are important for linebackers, whether you're an in-the-box, downhill linebacker, or somebody that drops back into coverage. But Jewell's kind of that right-in-the-middle guy. He's kind of an all-around type. Doesn't necessarily excel in the pass game. Doesn't necessarily excel on blitz packages. He's just kind of a solid all-around type of linebacker that we could be looking at. Next, we're going to take a look at one of my favorites, Kazir White. Also staying here in the AFC West with this one. Current Charger, 6'2", 216 pounds, and one of the younger guys, only 25 years old. So this is that guy that's going to bring you the youth, athleticism, and the upside still to grow. So Kazir White's played in 47 games, and he's got 278 tackles. Only 1.5 sacks, but that's because he's much more of a coverage linebacker, more the type of what I'm looking for. And that's definitely indicated when you look at the fact he has 10 passes deflected or passes defensed in his career and also has 4 interceptions. So Kazir White is more up the alley of what it is I would be looking for if I was looking to fill this position for the Chiefs. Now we'll stay in the AFC, but we're going to move over to a different division in the conference, and the Tennessee Titans with Jalen Brown. So Brown stands at 6 foot tall, 226 pounds. Again, middle tier on age, being 27 years old. Now the production for Brown it's pretty immense. He's probably the most productive out of this group outside of possibly some of the older veterans. Now he's played in 66 games, 385 tackles. He has 9.5 sacks in his career, so definitely capable of coming on the blitz, as Spags does like to do at times. But he also has 27 passes defense with 4 interceptions. So definitely somebody that is strong in the pass game. Definitely fits the mold of what it is I'm looking for. Let's bring it back to the AFC West. Let's look at another Bronco here. So we're looking at Alexander Johnson, 6'2", 255 pounds. This is one of your vets, being 30 years old. Now, he hasn't played as many games as you would think for his age. He's played in 38 games, 249 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 8 passes defensed, and 1 interception. So again, that kind of tweener between being more of a run-stopping type guy, but also can drop back and gives you that coverage that I'm looking for as well. Next is a guy whose name I'm going to absolutely butcher when I try to say it. I don't watch the Falcons on a regular basis, so can't say I've heard announcers say this one, but I'm assuming they probably butcher it too. Foyesade Oluokun. Anybody that knows how to pronounce his name, please leave a comment below. Rate me on a 1 out of 10. 10 being I said it perfect. 1 being, Kevin, you totally butchered that. And let me know how I did. Maybe let me know how to pronounce it too, so I don't make that mistake again. But the Falcons linebacker, that's what I'll refer to him as, so I don't continue to butcher it. The Falcons linebacker stands at 6'2", 215 pounds, 26 years of age. He's played in 64 games, has 462 tackles, 5 sacks, 11 passes defensed, and 5 interceptions. So again, all-around type of linebacker that does do very well in coverage. So again, we are fitting the mold of what I am looking for in a third linebacker. Remember, we're basically looking for somebody to fill Anthony Hitchens' spot, but not Anthony Hitchens' spot, because Nick Bolton is actually going to be filling what he had been for us in the past. So we're pretty much just filling that third linebacker that never really got truly filled, because, again, Nick Bolton getting drafted was more of a replacement for Hitchens than a future third linebacker. Next guy we're going to look at is another one of those vets. Now, he's still a little younger, but he's had some injuries throughout his career, which I think a little more tread on the tires for him because of that. So he's not a young 26, but Leighton Vander Esch is 6'5", 256 pounds. He's played in 52 games. He has 349 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 12 passes defensed, and 3 interceptions. So again, we're getting that guy that is multifaceted at the linebacker position, but is plenty capable of being able to line up in coverage. Next, we're going to look at the old vet of Dante Hightower. So a Hightower being 6'3", 260 pounds, he's a bigger linebacker, 31 years of age. He's played in 117 games, so again, he's been around the block, plenty of experience, which might be the route the Chiefs want to go, having Willie Gay and Nick Bolton, total of 3 years of playing experience combined. Might be nice to get a veteran in here that can help him out, not only on the field, but help them out in the film room, help recognize what they're seeing and better prepare. Now, he's got 569 tackles in his career, 27 sacks, 18 passes defensed, and 1 interception. So he's more of a downhill type guy, especially at his age. I wouldn't expect him to be dropping back and doing a lot of man coverage on some of the more athletic running backs and tight ends, but he is a guy that brings the experience and the knowledge to that linebacker group. Next up, another veteran, Anthony Barr. Another one that I'm high on, as I think it's a very good fit. Anthony Barr is 6'5", 257 pounds, so just a stout, big linebacker. He is 30 years old, so again, we're up there in age, but that experience factor may be what we're looking for. He's played 98 games, has 495 tackles, 17.5 sacks, 31 passes defensed, and 5 interceptions. Now, I think Barr is a very well-rounded linebacker that excels in coverage. So again, I think a phenomenal fit for us. Now let's kind of look at a comparison of all these guys real quick, and also look at what they could be expecting to get paid, because as we know, the salary cap, it's kind of a big deal, right? We can't just go spending money all willy-nilly. Can't put up the big bucks for every position. So if we take a quick look, I think this is where we start to really break down what is a realistic option, because again, this basically is our number 3 linebacker. Now, they could be the guy that stays in the dime package. If we want Bolton to go to the sideline, they stay in for coverage. But as a number 3 linebacker, and knowing you kind of have your core with the two young guns, how much do you really want to spend? You can see that we're kind of falling within a fairly decent range. Jalen Brown, Jayon Brown being the lowest at $5 million expected. The Falcons linebacker, you're welcome for not butchering it again, being the most expensive, expectation of $10 million per year. But a couple of the guys that I like fall right within a very reasonable cost, with Kazir White being $6 million and Anthony Barr being $7 million. I think those two would be very strong options. Again, Anthony Barr, if I had to make my choice right here, right now, Anthony Barr would be my pick. He brings on the field what we need. He's going to bring in the locker room what we need, the film room what we need. He's going to not only be able to help groom these young guys, he's going to be able to contribute himself as well. And that's the two main things we have to look at right now. Who can help develop Gay and Bolton, but who can also be able to provide a spark themselves. And I think Anthony Barr really fits the mold on all aspects for this team. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know which one of these linebackers, if any of them, are linebackers you would like to see the Chiefs go after. Now, I do think we're going to be signing a linebacker. Even if we're going to look that way in draft, we still have to sign at least one. We only have 2 on the roster right now. So I don't want us to bring back Neiman. I don't think we'll bring back Dorian O'Daniel. We haven't shown any confidence in him at all. And obviously we released Hitchens. So definitely going to need to look in free agency and more than likely in the draft as well. So let me know who you guys like out of this list. And we're going to take a look at the 2022 linebacker draft prospects that the Chiefs could be eyeing as well. And we'll do that right after this.
Welcome, Royals Empire. You now have an informative, interactive show made right here in Kansas City and made just for the Royals fans. Hosted by me, Sean Barr. Let me take you down the Royal way as you indulge yourself with some great Royals coverage along with coverage around the league. Plus a variety of fun segments. Might even learn a thing or two. Even for the avid fan. Come join me. This is the Royal Way, only here on Stadium Drive Sports.
All right, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at this linebacker class that we have coming up in the draft. Now, as you'll see, I don't have a ton of names. I stuck with people that I think fit what we should be looking for. So I'm not really including people that are more the blitzing type linebacker or the downhill linebacker. I feel like we already have those in our starting lineup with Gay and Bolton. So I'm looking at guys that offer that athleticism, the agility, but also excel in coverage. Now, I've put their projected round that I expect them to be picked in. Keep in mind, we pick at the end of basically all of the rounds. So these guys basically, for me, would have to fall to the end of their projected round for us to have a shot on them, because I'm probably not going to take them a round earlier than where I have them projected. But the first one on the list, Devin Lloyd out of Utah. I do expect Lloyd to be picked in the top 20 to 25. I don't think he'll be there for us at 30, but if he is, I think you jump all over that and you bring him in an immediate starter on this team. Next is Brian Asamoah out of Oklahoma. He's a guy that I'm big on. I think Asamoah would be an absolutely amazing fit for this team. Second round projection on Asamoah. He could sneak into that back end of the first round, but again, if I'm the Chiefs, I'm I'm not jumping ahead of the game to draft one of these guys. I feel like with the list that I have here, one of them is bound to fall to the end of the round where I project them for us to be able to get them. Next is Chad Mumma out of Wyoming. Him and Asamoah, for me, it's kind of a coin flip. Honestly, if they were both sitting there at the end of round 2, I honestly don't know who I would take out of the two of them, because I think those, out of everybody on this list, those two filled the need and have the biggest impact on this defense if we bring them in. But Christian Harris is an interesting one. So in the second round, if Asamoah and Mumma are both gone, Christian Harris out of Alabama is a very intriguing prospect. 6'2", 232 pounds, moves very well as well. And the next guy on the list, Brandon Smith out of Penn State, great speed with good size. Again, totally fits the mold. I'm very happy if the Chiefs end up in the third round with Brandon Smith, with either one of our third round picks. Totally fine with that. Even if we passed on one of the other guys ahead of them in a previous round to draft another position of need, as long as Smith were to fall to us in the third, 100%. Let's move. I'm good with it. Take that man, get him on the field. Channing Tindall out of Georgia is next on the list. Again, I have a third round projection on him. Anybody that watches college football, you know that basically every starter on Georgia is an NFL draft prospect. None of them really go undrafted. Their defense was one of the best we have ever seen in college football history. So Tindall, again, fits the mold. And then the last one is more of a sleeper in my opinion. Troy Anderson out of Montana State. Again, tremendous speed. He's probably the fastest out of all of these guys on the list. Projected third round. Now, as of recording this, the combine is getting ready to occur and their linebackers are getting ready to run. Again, my expectation is that Troy Anderson outruns everybody. We'll obviously wait and see, but I think right now he is probably more of a 4th to 5th rounder, but I think as soon as he runs at the combine, he's going to go shooting up boards. And I can see him being at the back end of the third round. So drafting him, you're not necessarily getting a ton of experience and production against high-level competition, obviously playing at Montana State, but you're getting a raw athlete with tremendous speed. And if we're looking at somebody to come in that can run with running backs and tight ends out of the slot and out of the backfield as a cover linebacker, speed is essential, and Troy Anderson would definitely be providing us with that. So those are the linebackers that I really like in the draft that I feel like could come in and be able to start on this team in that third linebacker spot right off the bat. There's some other guys I like as well, more as depth pieces, a number 4 or 5 linebacker, but anybody out of this group, I'm okay with them coming in and being our number 3 linebacker. Again, if I had my pick, Asamoah and Chad Mumma are coin flip for me. And I just think it's a little too rich in the first round for Devin Lloyd, even though I think he'll be gone before we even pick. I still think we have a lot more pressing needs that we should be addressing in the first round. But you draft best player available if you're doing it right. And if he's the best player available, you can't really doubt your board, right? But that's the linebackers that I'm looking at in the draft. There's some guys there for you guys to keep your eye on. Again, Asamoah or Mumma in the second round are a strong possibility. And Brandon Smith in the third is something I definitely would not mind seeing. And it's kind of like if all else fails, we don't get any of those guys but Troy Anderson is there in the third, go ahead and take it. Go ahead and fill that need with somebody that's got tremendous speed. So if you guys like the show, if you guys like the content, like the information I'm providing, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And also click that like button and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know which linebacker is at the top of your list. Or if you think linebacker is just not a big need, right? Just go sign some low-dollar veteran to just kind of fill the spot. If that's what you think, I'm down. Let me know what you guys think about that. I'd love to see it. But we're going to be getting into a lot more positions on future videos. I'm going to continue to break down position by position who the free agents are and who the draft prospects are that I'm looking at as we move towards April. So we'll continue to do that, and we'll wrap this one up right after this for you guys.
The best to ever wear it. Number 20. Notable Chiefs players to wear the number 20 include safety Duron Cherry, 1981 to 1991. Cornerback Benny Sapp, 2004 to 2007. Running back Thomas Jones, 2010 to 2011. Running back Sean Drone, 2012. Cornerback Steven Nelson, 2015 to 2018. And most recently, cornerback Maurice Claiborne, 2019. And the winner for best to ever wear it, number 20, is Duron Cherry. Duron Cherry played for the Kansas City Chiefs from 1981 to 1991. During his career, he played in 148 games. He was selected to 2 Pro Bowls and 1 first-team All-Pro selection. He had 50 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, recovered 14 fumbles, and had 90 pass breakups. Congratulations, Duron Cherry. You are the best, number 20.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that is the linebackers. Again, free agents and draftees that the Chiefs could be looking at, and a little bit of my opinion on what I think we should be looking for. On our next show, we're going to start to dive in to the defensive ends and free agency as well as the draft. It is a deep draft when it comes to defensive ends. We could be looking at the first round, second, third, fourth, possibly even the 5th round, and still be getting somebody that can come in and contribute to this team right off the bat, potentially even a starter. And I'll let you guys know in the next video who I am talking about. So again, appreciate you guys tuning into the 12th Man at Arrowhead Drive. My name is Kevin Britton. Be sure to tune in every Sunday and Wednesday for all your Chiefs content right here on Stadium Drive Sports. Until next time.